Okay, we're going to call this meeting to order tonight, and seeing no one here for public comment, we will jump right on to approval of minutes. So do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
And we've all had an opportunity to look at those. Is there any discussion or questions or explanations of any of that, corrections? Okay,
It's
here,
gonna be another one of the meetings where they wear us out, you and I approving this.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. All in favor say yes. Yes, and that motion of approval of minutes passes. And now we go to the approval of vouchers. Do I have a motion to approve the vouchers?
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
And is there any discussion or explanation or question? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approval of the vouchers say yes. Yes, and that passes also. That brings us to the approval of the monthly reports for August, and do I have a motion for approval of these reports?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
And Mr. Fay, will you explain to
Yes,
us?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm happy to report that we're in the black in electric, but only by about $35,000. And that's despite tremendously mild season where it has put us 2,995,000 down in year-to-date sales so far, and we're just talking about 2 months in the electric department. It's considerable. Our gross margin, which I calculate by taking the total electric sales revenue less the power cost, that's really what we get to deal with. There's a difference of $781,000 over last year from that. So that comes right off the bottom line. It becomes a challenge. So it does, by the way we do our budget, we like to, anytime we miss a forecast, we want an explanation why. And that is the lion's share of it. And the fact that we're now pretty much back to a full complement in our right-of-way crew. We've also tried to make up for lost time, but I think we're slowing that down just a bit, and we're looking forward to continued growth in our net income, but not really next month. We won't see a good hit until we are looking at the October statement, so we're hoping for that, and then on into the winter. Next month we have 3 payrolls, and 3 payrolls always, even in our forecast, we're forecasting a negative. If we can get to a black next month, we're way ahead. So that's all I have in water and sewer. We continue to advance past the forecast. We're 38,000 ahead of what we forecasted for that. We're financially we're in really great shape in water and sewer. I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have.
Any questions from anybody? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approval of the monthly reports for August say yes. Yes. And that passes also, that motion passes. And we don't need to vote for the project status report, but Mr. General Manager, will you explain and the highlights of those for
Yes,
us?
ma'am. We're tracking 3 work orders in electric right now, and Todd is the absolute wizard on that. And Todd, maybe you can share some updates on that if you don't care.
Yes, sir. Like you said, we have 3 projects that we're currently tracking. The first there over here in Forest, Madaris, and McAdoo, which we've actually just now completed. That was actually completed ahead of schedule. We first initially anticipated that to be in November, but our crews did very well. It's completed all went very well with no hiccups along the way. So the second one there is on Chrisman Road, which we've just kind of moved into, going very well again. We're probably 40% complete with that. Plan to be probably complete. Originally, it's planned by December. We should probably be here in November sometime. I'm anticipating now. It's probably closer. And then the last one on the list there is Smith Road. We are just in the pre-construction phase on that one, where we're kind of in the right-of-way clearing process. We haven't started the actual construction, just kind of clearing the trees out of the way on that one. But that will be our actually largest project for the capital budget year, $676,000 there. So that we'll be well into the spring working on that one. And that's really the synopsis. If anyone have any questions on any of those, I'll be happy to expand further on it.
Okay, any questions, anybody? Comments?
I'm good.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approval of these purchase orders, say yes. Excuse me, the project status report. All in favor, say yes. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, you're right. We don't need to approve that. That was
Information
information
only.
only. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, now then, we go to approval of purchase orders. And do I hear a motion for approval of the purchase order?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
And will you explain those to us, Mr.
Yes,
General
ma'am.
Manager?
We're now tracking two bucket trucks. One is a 45-foot material handler and a 55-foot bucket truck. And these are lead time generally are extremely long. And our first one, the 45, we anticipate in the process of a 4-year lead time. We've got two bids, one's for 4 years, one's for 1.5 and 2 years. This first 45 will replace the 2015 model, so that'll be essentially 12 years when the delivery time comes. We have no problem with the weight. That's why we really tried to start early. And there's almost $28,000 difference between for the Altec, and that will fit our fleet just fine coming in November of 2027. It may be a little earlier than that, but I'll be recommending, and I'll give them both to you, Madam Chairman, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I'll be recommending the Altec bid at $293,176 with the delivery date of November in 27. We've got 175,000 current miles on that, and we had budgeted 350,000. So that bid come in. We're very pleased with the number that we see on that. The second one is for a 55-foot bucket truck with the. It helps us get a little higher, it cost us a little more, and we also anticipated the lead time on that to be 4 years or more. Altec put out a bid for $369,000. We like Altec, and that fit us really well. And the September 2028 is no problem for us at all. That will replace a 2012 material handler right now. And I'll be recommending to you, I will recommend to you, both the low bids on Altec of $293,176 for the 45-foot bucket, and low bid of $369,138 for the 55-foot bucket, and the alternate, as you see down there, of $281. That didn't fit our specs at all, so that got thrown out. But I wanted to show it to you anyway. So essentially, we're recommending a PO to Altec for $662,314.
Is the delivery date that's so far out, is that still fallout from the pandemic, or is that just what it takes to get this equipment now?
It's still kind of a fallout from the pandemic. That's where these ramped out. Even before the pandemic, units like this were probably 2 years out, maybe 3, and that's kind of about doubled during this time.
It's not so much the vehicle, it's the outfitting of it, you say. And that's really, where the problem comes in is getting the buckets put on, you get all the hydraulics put on, the gauges put on, all have to be tested out. It's really separate from just the vehicle itself.
Okay.
The truck you could get pretty quick. Outfitted is the problem, and for the 55, we had 400,000 budgeted for that. So both of them came in less than what we budgeted for.
Is this a replacement for what we have, or is it?
It's a replacement. We've got one we're replacing is a 2015, and the 55-foot is a 2012.
So what do we do do we resell, or
we
do
do.
they just worn out?
We do, and we found a site, gov.com.
Gov deals.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, we were selling vehicles locally. We've got advertising in the paper and met all the requirements. And we were giving them away. And boy, we put it on this. They don't even drive. They come with a trailer and pick some of these things up and paying a great price.
That's a good thing.
I mean, from Ohio, and I mean,
We sold an old line truck a few years ago to a potato farmer in Idaho.
Is
and
that
he came
right?
and picked it up.
Wow. Wow.
So
Well, that's a
It's-
good avenue to get
it gets it out there all over the internet.
That's great.
It's surprising.
That's great. I didn't know if we just wore them out and then we couldn't do anything with them, or whether
We do.
resold them.
We wear them out,
Then
and
we
then
sold them,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, we generally do pretty well on that.
Okay, any questions about these two pieces of equipment? Okay, all in favor for approval of both of these purchase orders, say yes.
Yes.
Okay, and that motion passes, and now we go to the approval of the work order. Do I hear a motion for approval of the work
So
order?
moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, and then, Mr. General Manager, will you explain what the work order is?
This work order deals with putting some aerial cable up on Fox Hollow, and I'm not going to take your win, Todd, because you were the one that worked this thing up, and as far as we had budgeted $350,000, it came in at 209, even with a 10% contingency. But you can share with them some of the facts on this work order if you don't care.
Yes, sir. It is, as Greg alluded to, a Foxhall Road up in the Andersonville area, up off Park Road. It's an area that, one of our single-phase 4 ACSR smaller lines. It's one of our most heavily loaded lines, worst performing. So as we always try to do, look for those and upgrade those in the capital budget. This fits that bill. We're going to relocate it to the road, install aerial cable 3-phase, which gives us better reliability and also gives us ability now 3-phase to balance our load in that area up there as it continues to grow. That's probably one of the fastest growing areas up there on Park Road towards the lake of anywhere we've got right now. So, and as Greg said, we initially budgeted $350,000 for this. And now, after our engineers did all the final engineering on it, came in at actually under that, even with the 10% contingency of $309,375.
That's great. Any questions about this? Any questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of approving this work order, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. And that is, that motion was approved. So, Mr. General Manager, how about other business?
Madam Chairman, I have none. I'm so sorry that I was trying to even think of stuff to fill, but no, I don't have anything I can give you. So, no other
Okay.
business from this end today.
Okay, Mr. Clapp, you got anything to
No,
add?
ma'am.
And Mr. Combs, you got anything to add?
Good.
Okay, that was a good meeting, but it was probably a record short meeting. So anyway, we will adjourn